Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a thrilling fictional tech heist, but we're going to treat it like a real-world tactical briefing. We're looking at the pilot episode of The Lockfield Code. And we aren't just analyzing it as a cool story. No, we're looking at it as an absolute masterclass in rapid response problem solving. How exactly did a group of teenagers pull off the impossible? Let's find out. To figure out how these kids rescued a stolen AI before it got sold for scrap, our mission briefing today is going to cover 4 key phases: the crime, the search, the strategy, and finally, a new partnership. All right, let's kick things off with phase 1, the crime. A shattered workshop and a missing mind. So picture this. We enter the scene with our main guy, Adam Nelson, sitting in a violently cleared out electronics workshop. There's this flickering neon sign casting a blue light over shattered glass and severed cables. It's a mess. But to really understand this heist, we have to understand the target. These thieves, they didn't just smash a window and grab a standard laptop. Nope, they unknowingly walked off with a one-of-a-kind, custom-built mind named Socrates. And to be clear, we're talking about a highly advanced neural network housed in a thick, custom-milled aluminum chassis, not the ancient Greek philosopher. For Alan, this literally represents a whole year of intense programming, just gone in a single night. Now here's where the ticking clock comes in. Adam's friends show up, including Beth. Her dad happens to be a local police detective, so she brings a heavy dose of harsh reality to the room. See, there's a massive black market for memory modules right now. The thieves? They couldn't care less about Adam's groundbreaking software. They just want to strip the hardware for parts. And as their friend Lori points out, if they pull those chips, the neural pathways collapse. Meaning, the asset won't just be damaged, Socrates will fundamentally cease to exist. Boom, gone. This creates an immediate, incredibly high-stakes deadline for our crew. Which naturally brings us to phase 2, the search, narrowing the search grid. So the police are treating this as just another low-priority property crime. That means our crew has to launch their own investigation. And man, as the day unfolds, you can really feel this profound sense of desperation building. In the morning, they discover the devastating break-in. Then, all through the afternoon, they methodically hit up local pawn shops. We're talking easy cash, countywide loans, just staring at endless shelves of old power tools and beat-up acoustic guitars. But no Socrates. It's a complete bust. It isn't until sunset, with the sky turning these bruised shades of purple and orange, that they arrive at their absolute last hope, the 5th and final shop, the Golden Fleece. Now, why the Golden Fleece? Well, Bill zeroes in on this specific location for a few really smart tactical reasons. He deduces that a local thief looking for quick cash is going to stay local, right? They aren't going to drive all the way to the city. That smartly shrinks the search to a strict 50-mile radius around Lockfield. But the real kicker here is the proprietor, Quentin Jarboe. He is exactly the kind of fence they need. Beth actually notes that her detective father has processed Jarboe twice for receiving stolen property. But the charges, they never stick, because Jarboe is an absolute expert at hiding his illicit inventory. For a thief, it is the perfect drop spot for a stolen, high-end rig. And that takes us right into phase 3, the strategy, or as we're calling it, the Trojan horse maneuver. Okay, this is where the caper truly relies on misdirection. They walk into the smoky, ozone-scented shop, and Bill spots Jarboe. Jarboe casually mentions that his quote-unquote heavy-duty tech is kept in the back room, probably waiting for some night shift teardown guy. That's when Bill realizes Socrates is trapped behind a reinforced steel door. So to get to him, Bill pulls off a wonderfully simple, classic distraction. He just points to a corner and asks, "Hey, how much for that vintage turntable?" It is just enough to get the proprietor to turn his back, and that opens up a tiny, vital window of opportunity at the store's main management computer. This right here brilliantly illustrates the heist mechanics. The literal second Jarboe turns around, Bill executes a rapid 3-step digital blitz. He leans right over the counter, plugs his phone directly into the terminal's open USB port, and instead of downloading data, he broadcasts the payload across the local area network. The absolute genius of this is his weapon of choice. He uses a $20, highly volatile, totally unpatched DVD ripper program that he bought from a local juvenile delinquent just that morning. It is total digital junk, but it has one very specific function. It bypasses system volume controls to test audio drivers. Bill attaches this rogue program to a broadcast signal, specifically targeting Socrates' custom wireless card. And then, suddenly, from behind that heavy steel door, a sound cuts through the quiet shop. Beep, beep, beep.
It isn't some standard, glitchy computer crash error. It's a distinct, melodic, pulsing sequence. And you know what that is? That is the exact, specific musical pattern Adam originally designed to test Socrates' audio drivers. It is a confirmed target lock. They found him.
But, of course, Jarbo isn't just going to nicely hand over the merchandise. He actually reaches under the counter for a baseball bat. And this is where the team dynamic really shines. Beth steps up and flawlessly executes their backup plan. She whips out her phone, holds it up like a police badge, and plays her ace. She looks Jarbo dead in the eye and tells him she's Detective Pete Taylor's daughter, and she has already pinned their exact location to his police squad network. She promises him that if he even touches that bat, her father will personally execute a search warrant on every single stolen memory module in the building. I mean, it is an absolute checkmate. You can just see all the fight drain out of the pawnbroker, and he surrenders the asset on the spot.
Which leads us to our final phase, Phase 4, a new partnership. The aftermath and shifting dynamics. So with the asset totally secured, the crew retreats to a local diner parking lot. They manage to power Socrates up using a car power inverter. And as that signature warm amber circle illuminates on the screen, Socrates runs a quick diagnostic. Get this. The AI calculates that they were a mere 12 minutes away from Jarbo's associate introducing his motherboard to an industrial heat gun. 12 minutes. Talk about an incredibly close call. It completely validates the intense do-or-die urgency of their entire mission. And what's really wonderful here is that we actually get to see the personality of this rescued AI. Instead of dwelling on his own near-death experience, Socrates remarks in this rich baritone voice, "I must admit, the data storage environment in that establishment was utterly filthy." It's just a fantastic line. It highlights this refined, slightly fastidious personality that makes Socrates feel incredibly human and, honestly, instantly lovable. Now, this contrast right here, this is the thematic core of the entire story. On one side, you have Adam Nelson. He's the creator, a brilliant programmer completely driven by strict logical parameters. But when the trail went cold earlier in the day, logic dictated that the mission was over, and Adam was totally ready to throw in the towel. On the other side, we have Bill Gaines. He's the rescuer. Bill is driven by a chaotic, totally unconventional style of problem solving. He flat out refused to give up on the asset, relying on pure street smarts and a piece of junk DVD ripper script to force a victory. Adam might have built the machine, sure, but it was Bill's relentless, reckless ingenuity that actually saved it. And you know what? Socrates himself recognizes this brilliance. The AI's amber light pulses this deep gold color as he addresses Bill. He calls the digital intrusion highly unorthodox, thoroughly brilliant, and states simply, "I admire your spunk." Hearing this, Adam realizes something pretty profound. He turns to Bill and officially passes the torch, gifting Socrates to his friend. Even Socrates is on board with this new configuration, noting that Bill's chaotic problem-solving is actually the perfect counterweight to the AI's strict logical parameters. Ultimately, this incredible pilot caper sets the stage perfectly. It establishes the stakes, the unique skills of each crew member, and this brand new, highly balanced partnership between man and machine. It leaves us with a really compelling question. With a brilliantly logical AI and a delightfully chaotic problem solver now officially united, exactly what kind of high-stakes, high-tech mysteries is this exceptional team going to unravel next? And maybe more importantly, where could a little chaotic ingenuity help out in your own logical plans? I don't know about you, but I absolutely can't wait to find out.